Well, hello there. How are you doing? I hope you've had a very nice day. Hey there, Joe. How is your back doing today? I know since it's worn off from having the test for the radio frequency ablation, but just wondering how you're doing because I know after it wore off for me, I was like, man, I really want to feel that again. Take away that pain. Oh, today has been a day. Now, I have found a way to keep little Miss Muffin from being so rowdy, and that is I just put a leash on her and she can't just jump off and go and be, all crazy. And I have Mr. Chalupa curled up next to me, being ever so sweet and cute. He's always so sweet and cute. I love my poopa. Doing all right. The ablation is scheduled for 2 weeks. I am so glad you have it scheduled on the books and everything. And Joe, you're going to have to let me know how you felt afterwards because I'm pretty sure I was an anomaly since I'd had that other thing done first. Because oh my, it was something to go through, and I wouldn't recommend anybody do two procedures so close together like that. So you got to let me know. And I am wishing you the best. And we'll be thinking about you, all of my friends here who, have these, pain issues. What else is going on? Oh, my husband told me, okay, there are various different conferences that come through Houston and stuff. And one just left, and I'm not going to be able to tell you what it stands for. Hey, Insolent Violet, how are you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're well. But anyway, this one particular one was this week, and it was for Wednesday and Thursday, and then people are going back today. Good. Thank you, Joe. And anyway, they are known to be a bit obnoxious, a little bit demanding, and trying to kind of one up each other on just how cultured they are and stuff. So great for wine sales, fantastic for that. But they're just a lot to deal with. And they're not the I guess, how can I put it? I think they belittle the servers and back waiters and stuff, looking down upon them that, that they need to know what their position in life is. And you're just lower than me. And obviously, you're here to serve me. And that's just like always such a horrible look on anyone. Insolent Violet, my back, it's somewhat better, but I wouldn't say it's fantastic or anything. It's like I'm still coming here and getting on my heating pad. If I wasn't getting on my heating pad, then it'd be like I am doing fantabulous, and I'm just not. So that's how it is. It does feel like a bit better, but not to the point where I feel a huge difference. Exactly. That's exactly what they are, Joe. Is like, and unfortunately, when you are in a high-end restaurant like that, you will run across some people who will behave like that. And it's just really so so rude. Just really so rude. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to say, and I'm really holding it back. I will let you guys just fill it in. And whatever you guys are thinking, it's probably in line with what I have on my mind. I don't like it at all. I really don't like it whatsoever. I think it's I think it's very low class to behave like that because, we're all humans and it doesn't matter what your job is and what you're doing. It's like we should treat other people just with respect and not try to humiliate them in their jobs. And that's basically, I think, kind of what they were doing is humiliating people, which nobody, I mean, that just doesn't do anyone any good. I mean, I guess maybe the person who is doing the humiliation thinks that like, "Oh, look what a big man I am." And it's like you really aren't. You're just showing like, you know, you're not all that. You have some friends like that and you don't go out with them anymore. I don't blame you. I mean, I honestly don't blame you. It's like I wouldn't want to go out with people like that. And, like when I lived downtown and there was a crew of us that hung out, and it really didn't matter. Like, there were people there who were servers, there were attorneys, there were IT people. I mean, there was just a mix of us that like all hung out together at this little pub, and everybody got along. And, we celebrated different things together, and it was just really a lovely time. And I'm still in touch with those people. I miss those days. I had some absolute wonderful memories from there. Hey, curious artist, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm glad you caught me. So glad that you caught me. Um, because the downtown has changed once again. When I got down there, it was like it had revived a lot, but now downtown is like from what I've heard, and my friend Kathy just recently moved out of downtown. They sold their loft that they had, and it has changed a lot. There's a lot of streets that now have like tents everywhere. And I think that has happened in a lot of the large cities that the homeless population has like really exploded. And I don't know what the answer is to any of that, but it's something I know that has been increasing. And I mean, let's be honest, if somebody's going to go downtown and spend money to go to the theater, to go to the opera, to go to anything like that, and if they want to go somewhere for dinner first and all of that, do you think they want to be annoyed by somebody trying to ask them for money? They don't want to. They don't want to go through that. So, you know what? They'll just find a different way. They just won't go to the restaurants downtown. And what does that do to businesses downtown? Kind of kills those things. So, I don't know. Haven't been downtown really it's been a couple of years since I've been downtown. So, in my mind, it's still like it was when I lived there, even though I know it's different. So tonight we are going to be beezing. I can't believe I'm using that phrase, beezing. And honestly, I have to think it's one of the stupidest terms I've ever heard. Yeah, there is definitely a drug problem, within the homeless population. I mean, there's just I think a lot of issues interconnected, and I don't have the answers for any of it. Not saying that I do, but I do know that if people are wanting to go and have a nice time downtown, they don't want to be accosted by people saying, "Hey, can you spare a dime?" Granted, I don't think they say spare a dime anymore. I know it's probably something else. But you know what I mean. They are wanting something, and people just don't want to be bugged from that when they're going downtown to go to an event. They want to go to that event and have a nice time. So anyway, we will be beezing. And I guess if you have been watching any of the reaction channels with Foodie Beauty, you've heard beezing before. And again, I think that has to be one of the stupidest terms ever that anyone has coined. And I guess, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty. Oh, but now she has changed her name and her channel name to Mariam. And I'm not sure what brought that on, and maybe something tonight will give us some intel into that. Maybe it won't. And we'll actually have some choices because I do have her channel pulled up. I did not have time to download anything because I've just been way too busy at work. As a matter of fact, I was working on something when my husband was here, and I'm like getting annoyed because I'm getting texts from him, and I'm like, I don't have time to answer these things. And it's not his fault. And I know that, but it's just like, everybody was like bugging me as I'm trying to get stuff done. And that was just irritating me because I was like, I can't get stuff done because all of y'all keep on texting me. Arr. But let me go ahead and bring up her YouTube channel so that you guys can see it. And I will change this so that I'm just like a little guy in the corner. So here are our choices. Oh, goodness. Chalupa's making the sweetest little sounds. Oh my gosh, I love his sweet little sounds. Converting Muslims are encouraged to change their names. If it was the name Christ in like Christina was, what was her name before? Oh, well, thank you for that. I think that she has been a revert for over a year. So I'm not really sure if, and username, I don't know if she has actually converted or not. And yeah, Chantal Marie is her actual name. And I believe, and Joe, please correct me if I'm wrong, she has gone by Mariam before in the past, before she ever brought into any of this converting into anything. Is that correct? Because I know I've heard somebody else, like on another reaction channel, say something about that. I don't think Chantal is a name she needs to change. I don't either. It's interesting because there was one of these that I heard. I think I was listening to her earlier. Somebody else was like reacting to it, and she said something about like she just doesn't feel like Chantal anymore. And apparently she goes through these phases of like changing her name and changing her channel. I'm not really sure about that, but I do know, I mean, that's why it's like Chantal Marie, the Chantal Show, Big Beautiful Me. It's like all these different things, her channel has been called, and I believe she has also gone by different names herself. Now, I will say myself, and this might also be some insight into her mentality, is okay, my nickname came from my very first boyfriend who called me Missy. So when I was in high school, Alonda, I didn't like my name. I just thought like I was just, it wasn't original. Because it irritated me because whenever I would like go with my mom, when we would go on to the road trip and I would stop off at Stuckey's, and there's no Stuckey's no more around us. And there is one on the way to Louisiana, but not on the way to Austin. But we would go to the Stuckey's on the way to Austin when I was a little girl. And I could never find Alonda. And that always irritated the stink out of me. But I was so brilliant. I was like, okay, I am going to go by Missy when I was like a senior in high school. But I'm going to mix it up and I'm going to change it. And I'm going to spell it MYSC with a star at the end of it. And I changed my name a lot of times to the point When my mother would come to pick me up from like swimming lessons or whatever kind of like camp thing I was at or wherever I was growing up, I would just change my name randomly all the time. But I was also a child. So I find it interesting that Chantal kind of changes her name because it makes me think that she is stuck at maybe like at being a teenager type thing, which kind of also I think bleeds into her choices of relationships and the people that she hangs out with. And they seem to be very inappropriate choices because they never seem to be good choices. They always seem to be less than ideal choices. And they always seem to be like fixer uppers. Meanwhile, I mean, I think she hasn't been fixed up yet. She needs to work on herself, you know? That's what I kind of see in all of this is that she hasn't ever had anything really addressed, even though she has tried different things for, you know, going to this therapist or that therapist or whatever, but I don't feel like anything that she's done anything for the amount of time that she would need to do it to really address the crux of all of her issues and to have them addressed and to put them at rest. That's just kind of my thought on it. Keep changing things to evade controversies to new people that find her. Maybe humans do be strange. Hello there, sweet goth. I'm so glad to see you, sweetheart. I'm so very glad to see you. So, Insolent Violet, did you like my changing of the name of Missy to with a star at the end of it? Star at the end of it. MYSC, star at the end. Don't forget the damn star. I thought I was just being ever so clever. Ever so clever with that. If you feel like change, you go buy a new dress. Well, you know what? If I feel like change, what do? I got a new blow dryer. That's what I did. Continual change is also a symptom of depression. Well, I think that we can all agree that she does suffer with that. And I think she is also dealing with stuff that hasn't been dealt with from her youth. And that she's continuing to carry that baggage with her and maybe even continuing to like almost like to replay out those same situations over and over again. I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to, you know, therapize anybody and make judgments on any of that. I am just speaking how I see it. You know, being the old hag that I am on the internet. I don't think of myself as an old hag, but you know, just in case somebody wants to call me one. If you do, I really don't care. Okay, so the ones that I was looking at was trying to pull this up for myself. Oh, where was it? Okay. And like this whole thing, this face reveal, as if no one has seen her face before. Why are we doing a face reveal? What is that? And I did find out she has been doing this for 6 years. I thought she'd been on here longer than 6 years. Anyway, so we have this video, which is I ate this every day and lost 10 kilos. Is that what it stands for? Kilograms, kilos? Because I'm really not good with the whole metric thing. So you know what? Sorry, don't know. Hey, I got my Hunbot t-shirt today. So from Patreon. Oh, you did? Yay! Yay! And I'm glad you love it. Oh, I'm so glad, Sherry. So glad. And what else? Let's see. So we have that one, which is about 30 minutes or so. Hey there, Sam. So nice to see you. Glad you could join. Okay, it's about 22 pounds. Thank you so much. Thank you for converting for me because I suck at doing that. I absolutely am. Like I'm just pathetic at it. So it's like I'm so glad that I have wonderful people who can do that for me because I'm like I'm just not going to even try. And I'll just tell you guys, I am not going to try because I suck at trying to figure that out. Or we also have this rebranded life, rebranded channel. So I guess this is where she announces that, she's Mariam. So you guys can let me know which you would prefer, or we might do both, but tell me what you would prefer first between the rebranded and the, lost 22 pounds. I'm just going to say 22 pounds because it's easier for me. So the 22 pounds or the rebrand. What would you like for us to do? Miriam means Mother Mary for whatever it's worth. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I find it weird and that also seems like a very strange thing. 20. So Sherry says the 22 pounds. Looks like Foodie changed her hijab style. Looks more like Asian style. She, it's interesting because she wears this black one a lot. The lost one. So, okay, all right. So we will do the lost one. Okay. We will do that. Let me pull it up. And let me make it bigger for you. Let me make sure it looks okay for you. Okay, just double checking everything. All right, here we go.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
I just don't know if I can sit through for the split minute. No, I can't. I can't. I cannot sit
Chicken
through
with
that.
me, and this is a meal that how I had that big weight loss when I was like in.
And just so you know, that is her Cameo plug. And I'm sorry, I can't sit through another Cameo plug. Oh, that's a great screenshot. Joe, could you grab that for me, please? That's just fabulous. I love the eyes rolled up like that. That is just such a great look for her. Let me know when you got that or if you got that, please. Please, pretty please. Pretty please. She has great intro with all the cute game style treats. Yeah, she does. It is cute. Yeah, it does almost look like a nun. It's yeah, yeah. Get your loved one a cameo from her. Exactly. That's why I'm like, grab it, grab it. Let me see if I can grab it too. Except I'd have to, maybe I can grab it from here. Nope, it's going to show stuff for me. Okay, Sherry, can you grab that for me? The thumbnail is going to have a bunch of stuff over it. See if you, Joe, you got it. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I wasn't sure if you were busy doing something else, Joe. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love ya. Love ya. Look, we're just 53 seconds into it and got a great screen grab. I am so happy about that. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm looking at this 10, which is very large it looks like an enormous salad. And then it looks like there is a half of a chicken and French fries. Why is it that this woman always has to have French fries? And I swear she will have freezer burned French fries too. I was like, I don't understand the love of French fries. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like me a good French fry, but it's like every meal that I see her eat, those damn French fries are there. It's just bizarre to me.
Bed, and people were like, well, you can't lose weight when you're in bed. Yeah, you can. I was eating healthy stuff like this. This was my big meal of the day. Basically, has hummus with olive oil on top. You get a pickle plate. I'm gonna give these greens.
Hold on. That looks like a tub of hummus. Now, eating hummus, yeah, hummus is good for you and all of that, but I don't think anywhere it says eat a tub of hummus. So why not get out like a couple of tablespoons of hummus that is recommended for you to have? Because we know she's not going to just stop there at the correct amount that she should eat. At least I'm just going that I'm just betting she's not going to stop where she should. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm okay if I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, from what I've seen of her, my bet is she's not going to stop where she should.
To Howie. This is the fattoush salad, and I just sprinkle. I think there's a bit of olive oil on it, and then I just sprinkle the lemon on it, and it's so good. Yeah, half of a chicken rotisserie chicken, a few fries, some bread.
And I'll bet she's going to eat that entire half of the chicken as well, and all the French fries. Let me get that into all the French fries too.
And some fresh strawberry juice. Um, yes. So first, let me give my chicken some cat. Let me give my cat some chicken. Baby cat, say bismillah. She actually likes the breast meat more too. It's weird. Here,
Hi, Karen. Thank you
here,
for joining.
come. Some pita bread. I love fresh pita breads. Man.
And I will say, she always takes ginormous bites of everything.
Mm. So instead of croutons, they basically put like crunchy pita pieces.
Yes, Sherry, it is a meal for two or three. Yep. Oh, good Lord.
They have really good hummus. Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
I love hummus. I love French fries. I would never think to combine French fries with hummus. Now, I have dipped my French fries in barbecue sauce. I've even used mayonnaise on them. But going into a thing of hummus with it, I haven't done that. And this is where I get into she's going to overdo it on the hummus because she's doing this so casually and without any thought to it. It's just anytime she wants to dip into it, she's going to dip. And this woman can't eat a meal unless there's sauce. And so I guess she's going to dip the chicken into the hummus too. I'm just guessing here. And that's going to really ick me out. I mean, it's one thing if you get, because I just got something recently where it was intended to have hummus on it with chicken, but this didn't look like it was a meal that was intended to have chicken with hummus and all put together. This looks like maybe she had hummus in the refrigerator or it was newly fresh from the grocery store because she did have a bag of pita, which I would think comes from the grocery store. So that's just my guess. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this big old tub of hummus came from whatever restaurant, and maybe she asked for a tub of hummus. I don't know.
They also give you tube, which is like a garlic sauce. Oh, this fatouche.
Hey, Scam
So
Chan. I will say watching her eat makes me eat less.
I wanted to kind of talk about
Okay, and this is something
something
that's
I've been
bothering
reflecting
me.
on again.
Okay, whenever I get a meal delivered, they always put the plasticware in there. I never use it. I want to use actual silverware because I'm an adult. I have actual silverware. But it's like, is she not an actual adult with actual real silverware? Does she not have that? Has she never thought of getting that? Because she's always using this plastic stuff, and that just bugs me. Am I the only one that is bugged by that? Because it'd be one thing if she was, I don't know, in her early 20s and she just moved into her first apartment and she really didn't have much of anything. I'd totally get it. We all start out with basically not having much of anything. I would totally, totally get that. But she is just about 40 or just recently turned 40, something like that. So I would think, and she's lived here in Kuwait for over a year, you would think that she could find silverware somewhere and have a set of silverware. Is it just me? Am I crazy for thinking this? You guys can tell me, Alonda, you're just expecting way too much. You can let me know if I'm expecting too much for a grown ass woman to live somewhere for over a year to have actual silverware in the apartment that she lives in. Hey, Joe, that's okay. You can admit that you were lazy.
You know where sometimes you are scrolling.
Oh, yes, Beth. She just feels like she needed to change her name. Miriam just kind of spoke to her. I mean, I'm making it up how I'm saying it, you know. But yeah, it's once again she rebranded her channel to Miriam too. You use plastic with take okay, you use plastic with takeout, but she's also used it when she has cooked something. That's what's weird to me too. It's like anytime she's eating, it's like plasticware, plasticware, plasticware. It's like you can actually purchase actual silverware and hello, use it.
And you see just a good piece of advice at the right time. Kind of like when I was in Cuba
Oh, good night. We're bringing up Cuba.
and I was having a meltdown. And I was like, what am I doing here? You know,
Does she have like one of those mics that's real like
I had
right
a lot
up
going
next
on
to
in my
her so you can
personal
hear
life.
her chewing?
And I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I was trying to find a way back home early. Uh,
She did dip the chicken in there. So I did predict correctly.
and I saw a quote on social media. It said, the first thing I did when I opened my phone, it was like, you can't escape God's plan for you.
I'm not going to get the Cuba thing exactly right, but this was at a time when she was still like pining over Nader. And I think she had wanted the both of them to go on a trip and he didn't go. And she went on the trip alone. Joe, if you know anything more about that than I do, you can please, tell us in the chat because I'm a little bit unclear on that and how that all went down. Yeah, I don't like it, the talking while she's eating either. I don't like that at all. She traded a laptop for sex. Wow. Right, that's a perfect meal to keep the pounds from falling off. Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about. She is dipping into that hummus left, right, and center. And it's like she's not eating the prescribed amount of just a little bit. And by having the tub of hummus there, it kind of like, takes it away. Hummus was not meant for you to just like dive in, do a swan dive into, and swim around and suck it all in. It's been called Cuba Rage. Okay. It's been called the Cuba Rage. Yeah, maybe I should try to find the Cuba stream sometime because I don't know what happened. I do know that Mr. Snowflake mentioned it in what he has done, but he's going to be doing a full-on docu-series on that, well, on everything that Foodie Beauty has done. And she is freaking out about that. And she even apologized to him, which was really funny. And if you guys have not seen what Mr. Snowflake has put out on Foodie Beauty, you might want to watch that. I highly recommend Mr. Snowflake if you are just new to Amberlynn Reid, because I will be discussing Amberlynn at some point. It's a good place to get caught up on the lore of Amberlynn. You don't get everything, and I certainly don't know everything Amberlynnish because I didn't live through it all. And I certainly haven't lived through everything Foodie Beauty, but I can tell you that it didn't take me long to watch what was going on and go, okay, this is why people are calling you out. As I saw all of it for myself, and I was able to like go, okay, I gave you a big, huge, wide yard. Lots of things to, it's like, okay, giving you a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Wide berth, like, I'm just going to give you space. And it didn't take long for me to go like, yep, you know what? I see it.
Hi.
And she spills stuff on herself. It drives me nuts.
Now,
And that
after
Mr.
having
Sour
done
Cream, you need a napkin. The girl never has a napkin.
a lot of community posts that I always delete,
Thank you. Benefit of the doubt. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. That was it.
addressing things that were said by people who don't know shit and who don't are not deserving of any kind of explanation or of me trying to defend myself.
Okay, I absolutely love how you put this, Sam. I love how you said this. Does the ninja outfit have to stay on indoors? Well, she's talking to us. And since she's talking to us, she wears the hijab. And she is wearing this. She wants to hide her chins. It's a way for her to really kind of hide her weight. And she's not fooling anyone with this because we have seen her from the side, which we've seen like there's been a significant amount of weight within a year. That's just basically the nicest, kindest way I can put it. And I don't know about tidy because there's oftentimes that she will lick her fingers. She will use her hijab basically as a napkin. There's just um I think she as a Muslim revert, and I may be wrong on this. So if anybody knows, please let me know in here on the chat. I believe she needs to wear the hijab because she's talking to her audience. She can't just be in here and go on stream and like go, woo, I'm just going to put on this little hoodie and no one will be the wiser. She's got to be, wearing the hijab. That's what I have picked up. She should use a green screen. Her belly. Wow. There was a can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this, but I did see a reel today and part of her fupa you could see because she was like kind of running forward, and I like had to watch it a couple of times because I'm like, surely not. Surely not. Yeah, and she was wearing a little dress. Like, yeah, it's dangling down there. That was horrifying to me. Again, watching her is a really good reason for me to be like, you know what? You don't need to eat anymore. Yeah, I would say that everything is a prop. Everything is even her own body is a prop. And I think that is probably, yep, I'm not kidding, Scam Chan. I am not kidding at all. I saw that. I really did. There is a short, a reel, something going around where you see her fupa. And that was from several years ago. So I'm sure that it's dragging quite lower these days, which is a little bit concerning. And she has not had the cat fixed. The cat's name is Julia, and she kind of looks like BBJ. BBJ is a cat that she was going to have, I'll just say it nicely, put to sleep, and was not feeding her so that she would look emaciated and look really frail when she took her to the vet. But the cat was saved. But she got this one kind of as a real dig to other people. Pets are uncommon in the Middle East countries. I know there's a lot of street cats in Kuwait. So she has this cat and also a hamster, which after that Thailand trip, which was 6 weeks or so, yeah, I don't think that's the same hamster. I just don't believe that it is. They hate dogs. I just really, Beth, do not tell me anything about how much they hate dogs because I will I will have to end the stream because I will get really upset. And I don't want to be that upset. So please do not say any more because I don't even want to start thinking about it. It's just too much for me. So let's just kind of move on and let's go ahead because I just can't. I need the chat to move on and to say other things because I just can't think about this.
So, you want more? So the first thing I see today is
I can't believe people can eat on camera like this.
and I know I have a lot of cat hair all over me, but
And food.
if you don't want to be criticized, never say or do anything.
Wow. Never say or do anything if you don't want to be criticized. I think it's safe to say that people can say things and do things and they're not being criticized all the time for what they say and do. Now, if people are always saying problematic things and always doing things that are problematic, yeah, they might always face some criticism. And sometimes, even when you're not doing anything that's criticize worthy, that still might happen because we're here on the internet. But in general, let's just talk about everyday life outside of being on the internet. You can walk through your life and say and do things, and most people are going to leave you alone. So I'm not really sure where that came from. Maybe she will tell us more. A wise one, please tell us more.
Which we all know is true to my case because if I don't want to be criticized on this platform, I really shouldn't just even be online. I should say nothing, do nothing. Because as you know, no matter what I do or say, I get criticized for it. So, what I need to focus on is not taking the bait and not answering to any of the accusations or drama.
Girl. Yeah, you do probably need to focus on not responding to stuff, but okay, chat. What do you think? How many days can Foodie go without responding to reaction videos? Because I think that she might be able to hold it together a day or two, maybe even 3 or 4 days. Maybe. But I don't think she could go for a week. Do you guys think she could go for a week? What do you think? Could she go for a week without responding to reaction channels? You're like 0 days, 0. Beth says she's never made it 24 hours. Okay, and see, I was trying to really give her the benefit of the doubt. What I couldn't think of earlier is that let's just see, like maybe she actually could. I mean, I would love to see her change her ways. Like earlier when I was like listening to her live, and I'm like, maybe she could change. Because I'm always pulling for her and Amber to change. To like, but maybe this time you can do it. Maybe this is it. And then I'm always let down, invariably. I'm let down. I'm like, oh no, no. Okay. But you know what? I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you. She loves attention and she loves to be outraged. I guess, yeah. I mean, but why would you like to be outraged all the time? Karen says maybe a day, but not usually. Yeah, see, that's what's really so weird to me is that how does one go? I mean, how do you enjoy being outraged sometime and needing to respond? But I guess for her, that's where her bread and butter is for her responding to this stuff to perpetuate all of this. Because if she didn't want it to keep going, she would just stop, right? Because for anybody who does any kind of videos about you or whatever, if you respond to that, that's going to give them like, oh, so yeah, that got to you, huh? Well, I'm going to do some more of it. It just encourages people to do it more. So I keep wishing that they would both actually learn to take their own medicine because like they would every now and then they say something where it's like, you know what? I think you learned something. And then I'm like, oh crap. You didn't learn a damn thing because there you go. You're doing it again.
I've seen so many disgusting lies told about me in regards to my abuse story. And I'm just like, why am I defending myself against these people? Like, why? These people are irrelevant to my life. Let them talk. Who cares?
Okay, right there she's talking about BBJ, but we also saw the vet report, the shape that poor little BBJ was in, and that she was not being cared for. So she always tries to make it sound like she's just innocent. But that's what she does to, I guess, new beezers. Because there's always going to be this fresh crew of people that are here, like, oh, they're mean to you. Poor Chantal, poor Mariam. Oh, you poor thing. They're so unfair. And that feeds into it. And so she can, talk about people and say how bad this channel is and that channel is and that channel is. That gives her something to talk about. And she does get those people to find their sympathy bone for her, which you shouldn't. Just saying you shouldn't.
The real people
Chantal is her actual
who know
name,
me
Chantal Marie.
and support me will never believe their crap. And that's it. So who cares?
No, absolutely. She knows what
And
she's doing.
the who cares part, it's not that I care what these people think about me. It's that I feel like I need to answer. And it's like sometimes, pickle carrot. And it's like, no, you don't, Chantal. You don't have to acknowledge these people even exist. Because I feel like that's what they live for.
It's symbiotic. You have a symbiotic relationship.
To trigger me.
Scam Chan,
Let
right?
people make up the lies. Let people say what they want. Let people make documentaries. Whatever.
There she is, bothered by Snowflake again.
Because whether you realize it or not, whether you think you're giving me bad attention, you're still giving my channel attention. So that's how I'm going to look at it.
She
That's
was
all I
licking
can do.
fingers. Oh. You know what I did notice is that the blue couch that she had prior to Salad getting, this new setup after, Poopgate and everything, which we're never going to not talk about Poopgate. She has the same blue pillows and the yellow pillows that were on that couch too, along with the beige pillows, which I do find it odd going from like this dark blue velvet material to whatever this material is and how light it is. I just find that to be an odd choice. Way to go, Salad. Is she going to finish all that salad? She's going to, right? And that's just so much.
In reality, they don't have any power in what they say or do to me unless I let it affect me.
And you do. All the time. Every day.
So, that's all I want to say.
Stop talking with your mouth full.
Obviously, we go around in circles with this because I haven't learned the lesson properly yet. I'm going to try again. Just focus on what's important. Yeah.
She is from Canada, Sherry.
So yeah, I ate this meal. Pretty much every day. When I was healing in bed, Salah would bring me this table and set it up for me. He suggested this meal. Mm. I don't love dark meat, but
You're going to eat it anyway?
I prefer white meat, but it doesn't mean I never eat dark meat, you know?
Yeah, you
It's
had
cooked well here.
that pot pie was all thigh meat.
I would eat most of the salad. Usually, Salah and I would have a whole chicken we would share. with hummus and salad.
Yeah, curious. She doesn't get the views that she
Mm.
used to.
But he wanted man stuff.
Yep.
Man stuff is a Middle Eastern dish, and it's like sheep meat. It's not really lamb. It's like mutton.
Right, Joe?
Same animal, different age.
I mean, that ring has looked like
And
we have a good, oh,
it's cooked in like
let's
a
pause it. Okay,
fermented
get
yogurt
it.
and lamb fat broth. Oh, I didn't even know it was cooked in lamb fat, but it's so good. And
I was trying to say, at least it looks like her ring does fit her right now. And you said that, Joe, as well. But it has looked in the past as if, like, oh my gosh, that ring, you're just, you've got to be losing circulation on your finger. How could that possibly be comfortable? And she's nearly finished with the chicken. She's what, like 1.5 pieces of the pita bread. She's been gobbling up the hummus, but we have another, I guess it's the tzatziki sauce and not just sour cream over there by the chicken. And then there's also something over here down on the left side that she's been, grabbing into every now and then. I think I saw her have a tomato from it once, but it's like you've got something else there. But I find it interesting. There's something kind of off to the side.
then you get this like the yogurt sauce with it's covered in sauce bread with rice. Mm.
No napkin. And she's touching
But
the
chicken,
hijab, and it's like, oh,
I love it because I just excuse me. But chicken, I love it because, mm, especially the way they cook it here.
exactly,
Yum.
Joe. Me too. The
I'm
salad
gonna
would have
save some
filled
for
me up.
Harry because he gets there's hair inside my ear. Man, I'm hijabi, but I'm I'm gonna tell you, pita bread makes my jaw click. The heck? Um, the things I've been doing for my hair. Pickled radish. I've been using this. It's like a black oil, and it has rosemary oil and some other things in it. The Middle East is really big on black seed oil because the Prophet Muhammad subhanahu wa ta'ala said black seed is a cure for everything except death. So I put this oil on my scalp and my head. Combining that with collagen I take,
she's talking about her hair and like this stuff helping her hair. At one point, I'm not sure at the year, she shaved her head on camera when she was in Canada. And um, that's another reason, I guess, why she's wearing the hijab is like, I don't know what her hair looks like these days, but I think that's why she has been covering it up. But so now she's trying to probably push on, like, oh, look, what I've been taking is like been wonderful for my hair. And it bothers me. And what bothers me also, and we're not seeing this here, is usually what she eats off of is not just like a regular plate. No, 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 no. We're talking a serving platter. And that's what she uses as a plate, is a platter. And that's just like, seriously? That's what yeah. And she uses a serving spoon as her spoon. So it's like everything that you can think of, that how you eat food, just toss that aside because it does not fit when talking about Chantal, Foodie Beauty, Mariam, Flobby Bobby, Big Beautiful Me, and her flapping fupa.
I also take vitamin D, a lot of it. Um,
She's
anyway,
about finished with this salad. That is a huge amount of salad.
B vitamins. I think I was very vitamin deficient. My hair is different, so
I mean, it's like, do you think we're going to take the food away from you? I mean, do you think that also happened to her as a child? That she knew like food was going to be taken from her, she didn't finish it or something? I have no idea, and I'm sure people have talked about this before. But, and if that's why she eats at the speed that she eats and why she eats with stuff in her mouth now, it's almost like she has no manners, no table manners whatsoever. But I find it all just, her eating is so cringy to me in many different ways, many different levels of cringe.
because it kind of like bothers me that people that my image without hijab is out there, but my hair is a lot. It's different than what it was. So anyway,
Night, Beth. Give Hannah my love.
it's kind of like you haven't seen my hair. Mmm, it's so simple. Lettuce, tomato, cucumber, olive oil, lemon, pita chips.
You've talked about this salad before. I remember you eating this type of salad before.
Um, so yeah, I just wanted to share with you now that I'm able to sit down. Thank God. I would eat a huge meal like this and then basically just a snack plate at night.
A, a snack?
But like hours later. My husband would.
I don't know what time she's eating this, but when she says like a snack later at night, what I think about is like for myself, after I have dinner, I'm not going around going like, well, what can I snack on now? It's like I kind of have my dinner, I'm done. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm missing out on snacking after dinner, but I'm kind of like done. Maybe that's just me. And like I said, maybe I'm just missing out.
Prepare it for me. And it was delish. I eat quite a bit of pita. It doesn't seem to like spike my blood sugar because I think it's because I'm eating it combined with a lot of fiber in the hummus and protein.
I can't believe she's finished this damn salad.
It's very satisfying. It has like all the food groups, even fruit. Just blended strawberries. My juice the other day in my mukbang came frozen. I was like, what? Because they say fresh juice on the menu.
Okay, good, Joe. That's how I am too. My
Mmm.
gosh. My gosh. I mean, she has just
I don't
plowed
want to
through
waste
all of
any
it.
chicken.
It's like she's just looking for like, where is some more? Oh, but you're gonna finish some
One
more.
more piece of bread and hummus.
Because you need some more of that.
I am done. What the heck? That will last a few days.
Not with you eating. It'll last like a day.
This whole meal was like, um, oh, can't remember what Salah said. Either 1 KD, 750 fills. The delivery. It's
Exactly.
also a
She's
very
eating
affordable
stuff
meal
off camera. And
compared to if you eat local,
I would not, okay.
compared to if you eat
We've seen her licking her fingers and all kinds of stuff with this bread. I would not want to come behind her and get into any of these pita bread packages and like grab some because you don't know what she's been touching when she's been putting her paws inside there. So I would not feel like it's safe.
from like, you know, American chains like Chili's, excuse me, or TGI Fridays, or something like this. When we went to TGI Fridays, we spent how much was it? It was expensive. It was like almost $100
Right, Scam Chan?
for like subpar food. Anyway, I guess that's it for this video. Um, Thank you for having dinner with me and listening to me. So
And you didn't really say much at
I'm gonna
all.
try again to just I don't care. And honestly, I don't want people like that in my chat. You know, I heard your mama say, I don't even care if you have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people uh, in your chat. I don't want any of those people in my community. And it's so true. I don't want any negative people in my chat. Stay away from me. Um, if you're just coming in to instigate and to say, did you see what this person said? I'm just going to block you. I'm sorry. But even if you're a member, because what I need to protect now is just the vibe of my channel and staying away from triggers. So if you're purposely coming into
You'll
my
never stay
chat to
away
do
from
that,
triggers.
you have issues and I'll just block you. So just be warned. All right, guys. So that is it for now. And yeah,
I'm sure she doesn't, Joe.
I was filling. It's so satisfying, really. And you don't feel gross after eating it because it's like healthier, like natural
But
food.
it's, girl,
All right. And thank you to all of those who have requested a Valentine's cameo so far. I have been having fun making them for you guys, and I'm glad you enjoy. Um, yeah, it means a lot. So if you want to get your cameo before Valentine's Day, just keep in mind I have, I think, 3 days to complete them. So I try to do them as soon as I can. If you want a 24-hour one, you have to request a 24-hour one. It's a bit more expensive, but I do it right away. And then for the last minute kind of thing. But I get a large influx of cameo requests right before holidays. So if you want one, make sure it's at least 3 days before Valentine's Day. Otherwise, it'll have to be like a 24-hour request. So yeah, something different, something different for a gift. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
oh boy. All right. Oh, I don't want to hear about the squish. Don't want to hear about that. I had to click off. Well, yeah, right. A cameo of her. Scam Chan, you don't want that? You don't want that? You wouldn't want to get that for someone? You wouldn't want to get me a Foodie Beauty cameo? Um, I don't want one. I don't think I can do another reaction of the next part because I haven't had anything to eat, and I am going to eat something, even though it's going to be very small, because after that, I wish I would have eaten before, but I didn't have time because of my husband and everything else. Right, she could pound down a whole chicken. Send a cameo to Marty. Oh goodness, he may find true love there. Oh, but what would Dawn think? Ooh, maybe he would find somebody else to become a reseller. I'm sure she could resell a whole bunch of stuff, to her beezers. Maybe they'd be smart enough and not get any of it. But I'm glad Marty would love it. You think so? How about getting it for Ash? Sending Ash a cameo of her. That would just be funny. That would just be funny. Anyway, I'm going to get down on the go-go. I want to say thank you to my mods. I appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who participated in the chat and to the lurkers as well. And to anybody, coming for the replay. Whoop, whoop for the replay crew. And I may be coming on tomorrow. Oh my gosh, send it to Susie first. Oh, Susie would get jealous. Susie would get jealous, I think. Sweet God, I'm so glad that you popped on over here. But I thank everyone. I thank my channel members and my patrons. Thank you very, very much for being here and supporting me. And just to everyone, I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see if I can get something together for tomorrow. And if it's not for tomorrow, then it will be on Sunday, but we'll see. So have a good one. And don't forget, you're beautiful and I love you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.